evening, Tottenham fans. This transfer window could transform Tottenham's season, transform their attack. And in January, that could be the turning point for our season. It really could be. In today's video, I'm going to talk about players that are linked to Spurs and really have a good chance of joining Spurs, to be honest. And I'll talk about some returning players that can make a massive impact when coming back and how we're going to utilise them as well. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to this channel so far and contributing. It's really much appreciated. So, why will this transfer window transform Tottenham's season? Well, what's the problems at the moment? What's the issues? Well, for me, the issues are going forward. We seem to be lacking in open play. We seem to be lacking of ideas. We've improved a little bit lately, especially when Odegaard and Udogie have come on and started changing things on that left-hand side. Kudos got injured so that we didn't get to see them both at the same time, which would have been really, really good. But with all these massive amounts of injuries as well, it's really hindering progress and it's really hindering Frank's opportunity to rotate the squad. And it really does affect a manager, especially when you've got to play an intense Champions League game and a few days later got to play an intense Premier League game. It's not sustainable for players to keep playing every single game. Now, for me, I think that the problem really is our front line. I do believe that it's not very scary. Let's be honest. It's not a scary front line. Mawani was coming along nicely. I thought, you know what, he could be the missing number 9 that we needed. But then bang, another injury, and he's going to be out for about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks now, with a fractured jaw. Not broken jaw. Xavi's still not hit full form yet, but I'm sure that's going to happen soon. Odegaard's starting to look really good on that left-hand side, and hopefully Kudos is back. He should be back for the Arsenal game, and he could be on the right-hand side. So the attack still hasn't gelled yet. It still hasn't got to its optimal level that we'd want it to. So what players are Spurs looking to bring in the transfer window in January? Now, these are players that would transform our forward line. They really would. The first one is Ivan Toney. Now, some of you do not want Toney near our club because of his history, but if he's learned from his mistakes, then it does not matter to me at all, as long as he comes in and he plays well. It's risks-free, really, because the only way he can come in is on loan, and he wants to play for England in the World Cup. He wants to be there. He's got a massive incentive to come back to the Premier League and get noticed. And he's played under Thomas Frank before, and he scored 20 plus goals a season with him. It's a no-brainer for Toney. Is it a no-brainer for Tottenham? I believe so. I believe if Spurs got someone in like Ivan Toney, it would transform their front line. He's strong, he's aggressive, he wins balls, he scares defenders, he's good in the air. He links up really, really well with other players as well, which would be absolutely excellent. When Kudos is putting those balls in, or Porro or Odegaard, he'll be getting on the end of them. If we did get someone like Toney, we'd have to get rid of a striker. And that brings me to the next incoming. Iliman Ndiaye from Everton. That blistering pace and skill winger that plays for Everton at the moment. He's absolutely electric when it comes to taking on players and running past players. His goal output and his assists are not up there at all. I think he's got 1 GA this season, but it does cause a lot of problems for the opposition. This guy can play on the left, he can play on the right as well. Also, he can play in the middle if need be. So he would be an asset if we got injuries. For example, we got an injury to Kudos. We had to put Johnson out on there, and the impact was massively missed. If you put Ndiaye out there instead of Kudos, it would just be the same as having Kudos, basically, because he would do the same sort of things as Kudos would do. So he would be a massive asset coming in. And what I mean by what I said earlier, if we put Richarlison the other way towards Everton and take off a bit of money for Ndiaye, that leaves space for Toney to come in to replace Richarlison. We get Ndiaye and Toney, and they get Richarlison. Great deal for Spurs. Not the best deal for Everton, in my opinion. But if that happened, that would be absolutely amazing. Richarlison's loved at Everton, so it seems like something that could actually possibly happen. I would love that to happen. So already we'd have Toney in the 9. We've got Ndiaye or Kudos or Odegaard and Xavi all in that front line. Mawani to come in too. All of a sudden we've got really good options going forward. And that's before We mentioned the players coming back, which I will in a moment's time. We should also sign, and this is not someone who's been linked to just yet, but I think it will be a possibility soon rather than later, and that's Anthony Robinson from Fulham. He plays left back at Fulham. He can play left wing back as well. He's very athletic. He gets up and down that pitch. He loves getting assists. He's strong. He's powerful. He's good at defending as well. He'll be the ideal rotation for Udogie. Now, people say, well, he won't come in and be second fiddle to Udogie. It doesn't work like that when you're playing for a Champions League side. You rotate. So one will play in the Premier League, one will play in the Champions League, and vice versa. Udogie's got a really poor history with injuries, so Robinson will see a lot of game time. For me, that's another no-brainer. That would help Spence, help out Porro a lot more. I think Porro's getting overplayed way too much, and you can see it in his performances when he's. I think his performances seriously drop when he plays way too much. If Spence can rotate with Porro and Robinson can rotate with Udogie, we have 4 brilliant fullbacks to take us into the next half of the season. That would be absolutely dynamite for me. So those 3 would absolutely transform our side, our attack. Robinson will help towards the attack as well. So that would absolutely. I think he's got a really good long throw as well. I can't remember, but I think he has. Now we've got to mention all the players that are coming back. Now Kulusevski, he's back on the grass now, and he's training 1-to-1 with a coach. I think he's training with Udogie as well. And it looks like he is slowly coming back, and I think he will be back by the beginning of December. We still have to give him time to, get into full flow, time to get match sharp, match fit. So it's going to take him until January, which is why I said January is where I think we're going to transform our squad. And Kula would be a massive asset. I'm really looking forward to seeing him under Thomas Frank. He can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play on the 10. He could possibly even play in the 8 and try and link up with Xavi. That would be interesting to see as well. Or sometimes Frank plays 2 10s. He could play in the 10 with Xavi. That would be absolutely incredible. He's very, very good at winning the ball back too, and he's got a very good eye for a pass. So Kula would be a massive asset when he's back. Solanke should be back by then. He should be back after the international break, but you never know with this injury. It seems to be dragging on and on and on. But Solanke would be another option. Can you imagine Tony, Mawani and Solanke as your striker options? You can rotate during games. You can even rotate Champions League to Premier League and have hardly any drop-off from your strikers. That would be absolutely insane. Especially a full-flow Solanke. I don't think Solanke is as bad as people make out. He's brilliant at linking up, great at holding up the play. He'll run non-stop for the side. He's great at the pressing side of things as well. He can score a goal here and there as well. So, them 3 as options in the number 9 would absolutely transform our attack completely. 2 more people that should be coming back, and that's Dragushin and Takai. And the reason why I say I'm looking forward to these 2 coming back is because of rotation of our defence. Takai is very comfortable of playing on the left as a left centre-back. So he would be a very good asset to have to give Van der Ven rotation as well. I know we've got Kevin Danso as well, but I'm really looking forward to Dragushin playing under Thomas Frank in a more pragmatic style. He was left very exposed playing under the Ange style, and it really did affect him. But I think under Thomas Frank, you're going to see basically another version of Kevin Danso in Dragushin. He looks very, very good when I see him when we was playing more pragmatic. He's a box winner. He wins everything in the box. He'll put his body on the line. He's got a good long range pass when he's feeling confident. And he's still quite young. I think he's only 22 years old. Everyone thinks Dragushin's like 26. He's like 22 years old or something like that. He's still a young guy. And Takai, I don't know what's happened to him since he's been in, but he should be back very, very soon. Like I said, he can play left centre-back as well. He's over 6'4", I think he is. Japanese international. So hopefully he can hit his stride too. It just gives us so many options going from January into the second half of the season, especially when the Champions League starts becoming a lot more serious. At least we can play some of these defenders in the Premier League, and hopefully they're capable. Imagine Dragushin and Danso as our centre-back pairings, as our reserve centre-back pairings, with Takai waiting in the wings as well, and you've still got Romero and Van der Ven for Champions Leagues. Depends on how far we get in that competition, which I'm not expecting to get too far, to be honest, but we'll see. But it's always good to have a really big, thick squad. Now, I think from January, this team is going to transform into a lot better side. Frank's going to have 6 months in the job by then. He's going to know who can do what, who he wants in this team, who he wants to stay, who he wants to leave. There is another player that I forgot to mention that Spurs are really being linked with, and that's Alex Scott. He's a defensive midfielder, but he can play in the 8 or the 10, but he's primarily a defensive midfielder. He is an actual Tottenham fan, and his technical abilities is brilliant. He's got an eye for a pass, and he loves getting a tackle in. Everything you need from a DM, to be honest. And he's getting better from last season as well. He's playing every game for Bournemouth this season and playing really, really well. Now, he's only 22 years old. We're going to need someone to develop in that area, especially when Paulinho. I think we're going to be signing Paulinho, hopefully, because Paulinho is absolutely excellent. But we need someone for him to learn off, and that would be absolutely brilliant. Great squad depth. And he would be a great replacement if Basuma was moved on in January, which is quite likely, considering his contract runs out in the summer. So, all in all, I think if we can get to January and in good shape, I think the second half of the season is going to be even better than this first half of the season. We're not doing too bad this season so far, considering all the injuries, but I still think we can go up another level or two after January. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video today, and come on you Spurs.